Yer was poppin'. Welcome back to another episode of, I think we're gonna call this Let's Be Real by Chris Be Real. It only makes sense. Which is a spin-off off of Henny and Culture, which was our original main podcast. But this is where we're at, guys. I hope you guys have been tuning into No Cap Tuesdays with my bro Caps Lock, where he's talking about all the pop cultural events that are going on recently. But as far as me, we're gonna keep this to music. First, I wanted to bring up Fat Joe and Dre from Cool and Dre, Family Ties. I know what you're thinking. Who the hell wants to hear about Fat Joe? It's 2019, about to be 2020. Fat Joe's irrelevant, blah blah blah. Whatever you guys want to think. But I'm here to tell you, this album is super underrated. I really wish you guys would give this album a chance because it is the most musical album I have ever heard from Fat Joe. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Fat Joe is one of those people that I like in doses. But this album is it's probably my favorite Fat Joe album. But I'm not a super Fat Joe fan. So that's just a small disclaimer. But I'm not gonna lie to you guys. This album it just sounds current. I really wish more people would give this album a chance. It's really good. There are plenty of songs on this album that I think many people would appreciate. And I was having this conversation the other day about Fabulous's album Summertime Shootout 3. And the same reason that I dislike Fabulous's Summertime Shootout 3 is the same reason that I do like Fat Joe and Dre's Family Ties album. In my opinion, the album sounds super young and it sounds current. And when it comes to Fabulous, I was looking for bars, and Fabulous's album sounded too much like he was trying to be current and now and what's happening and stuff along that nature. Sorry. But anyway, I digress. Go check out the Go check out the Fat Joe and Dre album Family Ties. You won't regret it. Another album, also a Bronx native, that came out this week was French Montana. That's the name of the album. And I expected not super great things. I don't know about you guys, but when it comes to French, it's hit or miss with me. And I got called French a lot when he was first getting popular, so I kind of was over French really early on in his career. But to me, the album is good. I'd be lying to y'all if I said I didn't like that French Montana album. It was pretty good. It sounded like New York. It didn't sound super I'm trying to be on the radio type stuff, you know what I mean? Another album that came out was Max B, and I don't think anyone really saw this album coming. This Max B album sounds super smooth. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a huge Max B fan. I can't tell you every Max B song. And I know he has some connections to French Montana, so it was kind of like perfect timing for his album to come out. But it did drop in a very unorthodox way. I believe it came out on Sunday night, which is very unusual, especially for album releases. But I gave it a listen. He has some cool features on there. He got Cameron, he got Dave East, he got some people, he got A Boogie, he got some people that make him relevant, you know? And I believe the hype. I can honestly say it was a decent album. You know, it was very smooth. You can listen to it from front to back real easy. It's an easy listen for sure. The last major album that came out this week, in my opinion, was Roddy Ricch, Please Excuse Me for Being Antisocial, which is the title of the album, believe it or not. That's a long ass name. I listened to it and I'm just not a fan of the whole singing, rapping thing. It's just not for me. You know, Lil Durk does it, Young Thug does it, T Grizzly does it. I'm not a big fan of it, you know, I like the bars and I appreciate the true like hip hop aspects of what's going on, but if I had to keep it all the way a buck, it's that type of music's just not for me. I don't think it ever has been. A couple other albums came out this week, but I'm not gonna lie to y'all, you know, like I gave them a listen, but not enough to give you guys my true opinion on them. We had XXX Bad Vibes Forever, which is his second posthumous album to come out, and I've heard a couple songs. I'm hearing that these songs are just like songs he already had on SoundCloud. Don't quote me. You know, I wasn't a huge fan then. I'm not a huge fan now. So I can't really tell you if it was or if it wasn't, but that's what I'm hearing. We also had Cranium, Midnight Sparks. That's on the reggae tip. I know I got some reggae people out there, you know, and Cranium does not disappoint. I did hear a couple joints off that album, and it's pretty good. Like, it's definitely an album I'm gonna be revisiting. The last album that I think deserves to be mentioned was Chainsmokers' World War Joy, and that album is pretty good. If you're into dance music or that style of music, house music, you know, electric music, I don't know what exactly to describe it as, but I do know that I'm very much a fan and I can appreciate the type of music it is. And the album itself, I've given it a little bit of a listen, and for me, it's good music. I appreciate it. I can appreciate what they bring to the music, you know, world. Last but not least, I really wanted to say rest in peace to Juice WRLD. I know my bro Caps Lock spoke about this earlier this week, so I'm not really gonna dive into it too much, but you know, I feel like I just want to send my condolences to his family and friends and his fans. I wasn't a huge fan of Juice WRLD, so this didn't hit me the same way Mac Miller's death hit me, but you know, he's still a human being and he still had loved ones and people who cared about him. And you know, I don't really pray, but if I did pray, you know, I would pray for you guys. I do feel bad about the whole situation, and I just hope that people are able to take this and learn from it. You know, like, this is a learning, like, this is what it takes for people to wake up and realize that what's going on is just not okay. You know, like, we just have to be better as people. And with that said, that's been another episode of Let's Be Real with Chris Be Real. And I'll see you guys next week with, you know, whatever albums come out this week. You know, Thursday night, I'm there. I'm on it. I'm ready to hit refresh on my Apple store. I'm on top of it. I'm trying to get, you know, all this music. But I'll hit y'all up next week. You're...